time for a playoff forecast. If the playoffs were to start today, this is the way the brackets would look. You got 1 week left in the season, but of course things could change. But if the playoffs started tomorrow, this is what they would look like in D1. Number 8 East Side would go to number 1 Honaker. This is no change from last week. We have number 5 Holston at number 4 Patrick Henry. Holston slid into the 5 spot with their win last week against Rural Retreat, so that moved them up. So that's the one change there. And then down there we have number 7 Rural Retreat at number 2 Rye Cove. Rural Retreat slides down into that 7 spot with their loss to Holston. And then we have number 6 Grundy traveling to number 3 Twin Springs. And there's no change in this part of the bracket from last week. Chilhowie, Hurley, and Tom Walker on the outside looking in. Some things need to happen in order for those teams to make the playoffs. Let's take a look at D2. On the D2 side, this is what we have right now, potential playoff matchup. If playoffs started today, we would have number 8 Marion at number 1 Union. Last week, Virginia High was at number 18. This week it's Marion. Marion gets that win against Richlands. That helps them out a little bit. Number 5 Ridgeview at number 4 Gate City. Last week, these two teams were in the opposite position. So as of right now, Ridgeview will be traveling to Gate City. Of course, a lot of things can happen this week. Number 7, Lee at number 2, Graham. Last week, that would have been Marion traveling to Graham. Now it is Lee traveling to Graham in the 7th spot. And then we have number 6, Virginia High at number 3, Tazewell. Virginia High moves up to the 6th spot with the win last week. And on the outside looking in, you've got John Battle and Lebanon in that order trying to get in. Now, quick prediction, if Ridgeview beats Gate City and Tazewell wins, Ridgeview could go all the way up to number 3. Tazewell would then go to 4, and Gate City would go to 5. But that is contingent upon if Ridgeview beats Gate City and Tazewell wins. So that's a little bit of a scenario that we can take a look at. Couple other scenarios to look at for D1 and D2. If Rural Retreat and Eastside are tied at the end of the season, if they're tied in power points, it appears that Rural Retreat would then have the tiebreaker due to the common opponent. That common opponent being Chilhowie. Rural Retreat beat the Warriors and Eastside lost. So if Rural Retreat and Eastside end up tied, it looks like Rural Retreat will go on, at least according to the way we look at it. Another question, if Ridgeview beats Gate City and Tazewell wins, Ridgeview should go to 3, Tazewell to 4, and Gate City to 5 on the D2 bracket. Another question, if Union and Graham end up tied in points, then the head-to-head would be the tiebreaker. In that case, it would go to Union. So in that scenario, Union still gets the nod. Another question, if Virginia High defeats Marion, John Battle could end up getting into the playoffs, but it would require Grundy losing to Central, and I don't see that happening. But that was a question that someone sent. Another question, if Gate City beats Ridgeview, how far up could they go? They could go up as high as the 3 seed. So you're looking at potentially that. Grundy, person had a question, if Grundy does lose to Central, could they still get in? As of right now, yes, they could get in, it looks like, as an 8 seed. So Grundy, win or lose, right now it looks like they could still get in. And then next, if Twin Springs defeats Rye Cove, Twin Springs would then move up to the 2 seed and switch places with Rye Cove. So there's a whole lot of scenarios, a whole lot of things that can take place there to affect the playoff brackets. A couple things real quick in Region 1C. Grayson County, if they lose to Galax, they would still outpoint George Wythe despite losing to George Wythe. So you would probably see Grayson County one position higher than George Wythe, possibly in a 4 or 5 spot, but they would be higher. Next, a lot of people asking about this, Narrows and Bath County. Bath County sitting undefeated right now. If Bath County beats Narrows, they will be the number 1.